Hello, today we're going to do Module 5, Lesson 27. Our objective is that we're going to explain equivalence by manipulating units and reasoning about their size. So basically we're going to look at things, and we're going to see if we can make equivalent fractions using the same holes. First, we're going to start with the application problem. The branch of a tree is 2 meters long. Let's underline that. Monica chops the branch for firewood. She cuts pieces that are 1/6 of a meter long. Draw a number line to show the total length of the branch. Partition and label each of Monica's cuts. Okay, so we know it's going to be 2 meters long. We'll start right here. This is 0. This is the very beginning of the branch. This is the end of the branch, and we know that it's 2 meters long. So that means that right over here in the middle would be 1 meter, and she cuts them into 1/6 of a meter. So in order to do that, I'm going to cut thirds, and then I'm going to cut each third in half. About as equal as I can. Cut my thirds in half. That will give me 6ths. Now, we drew the number line to show the total length of the branch. Now we need to partition and label each of Monica's cuts. So here we go. We have 0/6. I wonder if I can make a smaller pencil. Here we go. Let's try this. 0/6, 1/6, 3/6, 5/6, 6/6, 7/6, 8/6, 9/6, 10/6, 11/6, and 12/6. Okay. Now, did we do this? We labeled each of her cuts? We sure did. How many pieces does Monica have altogether? I'll go back to my other size here. Whoops. How many pieces does she have altogether? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We could have counted each of our spaces, or we could have just looked up here to see that we have 12/6 or 12 1/6 pieces, right? So, Monica has 12 pieces of firewood. Now write 2 equivalent fractions to describe the total length of Monica's branch. Okay, so they want 2 fractions. Okay, to describe the total length. Well, we can do 12/6, right? Okay. We're going to say they're equal. What other fractions would equal 12/6? Well, how do we get 2? We could do 2 wholes. 2 1-whole pieces. Okay, is there anything else we can do? What about thirds? We cut them into thirds. So let's see. I'm going to get my little pencil again. So this was a third, 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 and this was a third, right? So we could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 thirds. Right? Now let's see. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. 6 divided by 3 is 2. They all equal 2. Well, sure enough, they do, don't they? Now, we went above and beyond. We've got 3 fractions that are equal, don't we? Okay. Moving on. Okay. Now, please draw 3 rectangles about the same size. Try to make them as close to the same size as you can. Otherwise, it won't be obvious what I want to show you to fix that. Okay, and this one. Trying to kind of line them up to make them as close to them as I can. Okay, now, each one of these rectangles represents 1 whole. Okay? So I would like to cut this one into thirds. So let's draw a line here and here. Now, what would happen if I wanted double the amount over here? I want double the amount of pieces here. I've got 3 pieces here. I want to double that, which means 3 plus 3, which would be 6. So I want 6 pieces over here. What could I do to this cutting formation in order to get 6 pieces? Well, I could cut them in half, couldn't I? Then I would have 6 pieces, so let's do that. We could double them by cutting them in half. There we go, we have 6 pieces. Okay, what if, looking at this one, I don't want to double it. What if I wanted to triple it? I want triple the pieces. So that would be, if this is 3 pieces, that'd be 3 plus 3 plus 3. So I want 3, 6, 9 pieces. I don't want 6, I want 9 pieces. What can I do? Well, I can make my thirds and I can cut the thirds into thirds, right? Okay, so cut my thirds. Now instead of cutting them in half, let's cut this into thirds. There, do I have 9 pieces? 3, 6, 9. I sure do, don't I? Okay, now I would like to label our units. This one was 1/3. This one is 1/6. And this one is 1/9. Okay, now what is the same about all 3 rectangles? They're whole, right? What is different? Well, this one has 3, this one has twice as many as this, and this one has triple as many as this, right? Okay, now, what about the units? What do you notice about the units? So for instance, let's highlight one. Highlight one. What do you notice about the units? The units are all different sizes, aren't they? Absolutely. But the wholes are the same. Now wait a minute. 3 is the smallest number here. I've got 3, 6, and 9 I'm looking at on the bottom. You would think that 3 would have the smallest pieces, but it doesn't, does it? What it means is this one is cut into more pieces, and if you cut brownies into more pieces, that means everybody gets a smaller piece. So you got to think of it this way. Okay, now, just double checking, make sure I'm teaching you all that I need to teach you. What I would like to know now is equivalency. So for instance, what would the equivalent in 6 be to 1/3? I want to match this shade. So I want to match, I want all this piece. I want to know how much it's going to be in 6ths and in 9ths. Okay, so 1/3, what will it equal if I have 6? It's going to catch up with me. How many 6ths does it take to make 1/3? It takes 2. What if I had 9ths? How many 9ths would I need to make 1/3? Well, I need 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting. So 1 divided by 3 is 3. Or not 1, that doesn't make sense, no. 1 times what gives me 3? 3. 2 times what gives me 6? 3. 3 times what gives me 9? 3. See how we can use our multiplication tables to figure it out? So if I had only given you, and I said 2 of something, can you figure this one out? Well, what did you do to the 1 to get the 2? You multiplied it by 2, right? So what could we do to this? Well, we could multiply it by 2, and that would be 6. Wait, that makes sense because I doubled it. If I want to write a multiplication for something doubled it, I would times it by 2. Ooh, now let's look at this one. 1/3. And let's say I give you 9ths. You have to tell me how many 9ths it would be. Well, 3 times what gives me 9? What did I do to my 3 to get 9? I multiplied it by 3. So if I multiply this one by 3, 1 times 3 is 3. Ooh, that makes total sense. Because if you triple something, you're going to multiply it by 3. Ah, neat. Okay, now this is what you're going to see in your homework. where you're going to have to write me some equivalent fractions. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.